America, land of the free, home of the brave, and birthplace of the McRib. It's a country built on the idea that we're stronger together. But lately, there's a new wind blowing through the halls of power. It's the wind of isolationism, and it's whispering dangerous ideas in America's ear, ideas like pulling out of NATO. NATO, it stands for the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It's like a neighborhood watch program, but for countries, you mess with one, you mess with all of us. For decades, it's been the cornerstone of global security, keeping a lid on tensions and preventing another world war. But some folks see it as a relic of the past, a drain on American resources. They say it's time for America to go it alone, to put its own interests first. But here's the thing. In today's interconnected world, you can't just build a wall around yourself and call it a day. Pulling out of NATO would be like taking a sledgehammer to the global order. It would send shockwaves across the world, emboldening our adversaries and leaving our allies out in the cold. And let's be clear, we're not talking about some abstract threat here. We're talking about real live bad guys like Russia and China, who are just itching for a chance to flex their muscles. Imagine a world without NATO. It's not a pretty picture. Europe, once a bastion of peace and prosperity, becomes a tinderbox of instability. Without the security blanket of American protection, old rivalries resurface and new conflicts erupt. Russia, sensing weakness, makes its move. It gobbles up more territory, testing the resolve of a fractured Europe. China, ever opportunistic, expands its influence, exploiting the power vacuum left by America's retreat. The global order, painstakingly built over decades, crumbles before our eyes. The rules-based system that has underpinned international relations since World War II gives way to a chaotic free-for-all. Might makes right, and the strong prey on the weak. And what of America in this brave new world? Isolated and alone, we find ourselves on the outside looking in. Our influence wanes, our alliances fray, and our enemies grow bolder. We become a shadow of our former selves, a cautionary tale of what happens when a nation turns its back on the world. But it's not just Europe that suffers when America goes AWOL. The ripple effects of our withdrawal from NATO are felt far and wide. Our allies in Asia, from Japan to South Korea, look on with growing unease. They see a fickle and unreliable partner, one that can't be trusted to uphold its commitments. And who can blame them? After all, if America is willing to abandon its closest allies in Europe, what's to stop it from doing the same to them? It's a chilling thought, and one that sends a clear message to the world. America is no longer a reliable partner. We're out for ourselves, and everyone else is on their own. The consequences of this shift are profound. Without the stabilizing presence of the United States, the world becomes a more dangerous place. Countries feeling vulnerable and alone are tempted to take matters into their own hands. They arm themselves to the teeth, building up their militaries and developing new and more deadly weapons. The risk of miscalculation and conflict skyrockets. A small spark, a border dispute, a terrorist attack, could be all it takes to ignite a global conflagration. And in a world awash in nuclear weapons, the stakes have never been higher. So, what's the alternative to this bleak future? It's simple, really. America needs to step up and lead. We need to reaffirm our commitment to NATO, to our allies, and to the rules-based international order. We need to show the world that America is still the indispensable nation, the one that stands up for freedom, democracy, and the rule of law. This doesn't mean we have to fight every battle or solve every problem, but it does mean we need to be engaged, to be present, and to be a force for good in the world. It means working with our allies, not against them. It means standing up to our adversaries, not cowering in fear. The world is at a crossroads. The path of isolationism leads to darkness, to conflict, and to chaos. The path of engagement, of cooperation, and of leadership offers a brighter future. It's time for America to choose wisely. Our future and the future of the world depends on it.